What's up, folks? This is my whole life. My whole life is wearing black wool and getting rid of light colored dog hairs. The worst is in my back. I can't get my back. You don't even care. You don't even care. All right, so I'm constantly in self-improvement mode, especially on this whole year, this whole van life thing that I've been doing. It's kind of been a involuntary self-improvement program. See, the other day, Brooke Castillo, which I've been listening to a lot of Brooke Castillo, and she's really hit it home for me. But the other day she said that emotions affect how we feel towards other people, affect how we feel internally, right? It has an effect on us. So that leads me to like an old Zig Ziglar story where he talked about how, you know, you're driving, some guy cuts you off and you honk at him and you maybe give him the finger and you yell at him and you get pissed off and angry, and then you go to work, you know, because you're on your way to the office. You get to work and you tell everybody, hey, you know, this son of a gun almost, man, if I ever see that sucker again, sorry. And so you're mad at that thing, and then you tell the next person, you're mad at that person, and then, God, I must have been drunk or on drugs, I can't believe it. And then you tell the next person, and then it affects your work performance, and you know, you won't shut up about it because you're so pissed off. You're so pissed off at that guy. You're angry, and it's affecting your whole life. In the meantime, the guy that cut you off doesn't give two shits. He doesn't even know who you are. He doesn't care. He's wherever he is, and he's having a good ass day. Your anger, your hate, your frustrations, everything you want, you know, you want to, oh, if I see that guy, all of that you're feeling towards him, right? You are putting that towards him, like, I hate you, I'm angry at you, I'm gonna kick your ass. That guy has no idea. It has no effect on him whatsoever. That guy is at his office and he had a good day, a good commute to work, and he's happy, and he's talking to his friends, and he has no idea you even exist. Doesn't care. Yet you still have all this anger and resentment for him, and it's affecting your day, your life. Who knows? I mean, does it just end there? Do you get it? What if you're on your way home, right? What if you were on your way home and you got cut off and now you're all pissed off? Or you had a shitty day at work, your boss pissed you off, asked you for your TPS reports, and you go home and you're pissed at your boss, and how's that gonna affect your life at home, like your wife, your children, and everything else? What is that doing to you, right? I've heard this so many times. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard this, and it makes sense whether it's scientifically true or not. But acid destroys the vessel which contains it, right? From the inside out. So if you have all this anger inside of you, you hate somebody, you know, somebody posts something you don't like on Facebook, you think they're ridiculous, or they're conservative, or they're liberal, or they voted for so-and-so, or they're for this, or they're for that, and you're all pissed off about it, but all that's doing, that has no effect on the other person. The person you hate, that has no effect on the other person. It has an effect on you. Unless you take actions now. We're talking about emotions though. Like, you can take actions, like, I hate you. Boom, you hit them. Hitting them, all right, that has an effect. But the emotions, you sitting there like, oh, I hate that son of a bitch right there, that has no effect on the other person. All right. So here's the thing. We all kind of knew that. Didn't we kind of know this? Didn't we all kind of know this already? I mean, whether you did or didn't, what the thing is that, yeah, we know it's bad to hate. It affects us. I mean, there are people who die of hate. I just made that up. I don't know. But you can see how it physically affects people who are these angry, hateful people who hold grudges. It aids in whatever sickness they have. It kind of, that negative emotion helps it. I know somebody who's been a bitter old person for a long time, and they're dying a horrible death, right? I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. I know somebody who's been bitter and angry and upset for years, and the disease she has is now being compounded with all these negative emotions that she's carried for people for years. So I'm trying to get the point that having negative emotion towards people doesn't affect the people. It affects you, the one that's having those emotions, right? So here's the thing, and here's what Brooke Castillo slapped me upside the face with. The same goes for positive emotions, right? If you love someone, they don't benefit from you loving them. You do, right? You benefit. So when you're out there or when you're in a relationship and you meet somebody and you love them and you feel like, oh, it just feels so good to be loved. It actually feels so good to love, right? This new person in a relationship, that feeling you get isn't actually them loving you, it's you loving them, right? Compassion, it feels good to give, right? It feels good to help people, it feels good to give. The actions you may take, like you see somebody in the street and they fell down, you help them up, or you give them money, those actions may make them feel good. But the emotion, right? Oh, I'm going to show some compassion as people. They don't feel that emotion. You do. So loving someone benefits you, not them. That makes it selfish. That makes the act of loving selfish. And you know what that means? That means it's okay to be selfish. Brooke Castillo, then I listened to a book, 10% Happier. This guy who wrote this book talked to the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama told him that compassion benefits the person who's being compassionate, and that you shouldn't go out and be compassionate to benefit other people, but to benefit yourself, because he encourages being selfish, right? So if you go out there and are nice to people and love them, you're not giving them any benefit. You're benefiting yourself, right? It's selfish. It's a selfish act, and one of the most acceptable selfish acts that you can do. Right? I mean, that blows my mind. Should have been a ding, or like a light bulb. I don't know. Does anybody disagree with me? Or disagree with this? It's not me. It's Brooke Castillo. It's the Dalai Lama. It's the message that's been out there that I haven't come across in my life until just a couple days ago, right? Which would happen to be on this godforsaken trip that I drove, to Wyoming and spent, I know that it wasn't for no reason. I know that trip to Wyoming was for a reason, but these two things collided, boom, in my head. These two resources, right? The 10% Happier book and then Brooke Castillo's podcast. On this trip, I listened to both of them, and it made us click. Does that make sense to you? That's what I would like to know. Does that make sense to you? Right? The emotions, the benefit of positive and negative emotions, whether it's good or bad, right? The benefit is that of the person giving the emotion, not of the person receiving the emotion. That blows my mind. That's deep. That's deep. All right. That's it. Oh, here we go. All right. I'm looking for a nice red light to turn this thing on. That's it. Oh, now I got it. Shit. I'm gonna have to chop the end of this video off. Oh well. This is all me thinking out loud, right? This video is me. What I think will benefit people and will help people, but this is me like trying to figure this stuff out myself. And that's one of the reasons. That's one of my. I think one of my gifts from God is to teach. And what I've always found throughout the years, whether I'm actually teaching in class or speaking to somebody or a coaching session, when I verbalize the things that are in my mind, they like get set in stone, and like I'm like, oh, I know what. Like I just said, right now I just said for the first time ever, it says the benefits from emotions aren't to the person receiving them, it's from the person giving them, right? The person who gives the emotion receives the benefits, not the person who receives them. I never said that in my life. That just came to me while I'm talking and saying all this stuff. So that's why I made this video. And that's why I'm trying to make the videos so that they don't sound like me trying to lecture people. Who am I to tell you what to do? But I hope you get some benefit out of this one. I know I did. This past 8 minutes or 9 minutes or whatever it's been. Let's see, 12 minutes. Holy shit. Anyways, we're at a red light now, so I can hit pause or stop. All right, folks. Thanks a lot. See you later.